Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we take fascinating sources and really try to unearth the most important nuggets of knowledge for you.
That's the goal.
Today, we're plunging into something truly ancient and honestly, unexpectedly profound. It's an excerpt from the Āḷavakasutta, a foundational text from a collection of Buddhist scriptures.
It's a really core text, yes.
So try to imagine this scene. You've got an ancient spiritual teacher, Bhagavā. That's a title often used for the Buddha.
It's a venerable title, yes.
And he enters the home, the abode, of this powerful, maybe even fearsome being called Āḷavaka. He's described as a Yaksha, a kind of spirit being.
Right, not exactly your typical friendly host.
Definitely not. And this isn't your usual philosophical chat. It starts with this really intense power dynamic, but it ends up as this deep transformative dialogue. So our mission today is to unpack this unique encounter, discover the timeless wisdom sort of hidden in these verses.
And see what it might have to tell you.
Exactly. What can this ancient exchange tell you about navigating life's complexities, about finding maybe true fulfillment?
Well, it's a remarkable source, I think, because it distills some pretty complex ethical, spiritual ideas into this very direct Q&A format.
Yeah, it cuts right through.
It does. It gets straight to these universal human concerns, and the exchange itself, it highlights not just the wisdom being shared, but also the courage and insight of both characters, Bhagavā and Āḷavaka.
Okay, so let's step into the scene then. The sutta opens, Bhagavā is staying in Āḷavī, right there at the Yaksha's place.
The dwelling, yeah.
But like you said, not a friendly welcome. Āḷavaka repeatedly commands Bhagavā, go out, ascetic, and then straight after, enter, ascetic.
Back and forth.
And Bhagavā just complies. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. It's such an odd way to start any interaction, let alone a deep philosophical discussion. What do you make of that?
Well, this repeated command and compliance, it's incredibly telling, isn't it? A Yaksha in this context, like you said, often powerful, sometimes mischievous, maybe even malevolent, definitely has an ego.
Right.
So Āḷavaka is clearly testing Bhagavā here, maybe trying to assert dominance or gauge his humility, his patience.
See if he'll react.
Exactly. And Bhagava's quiet compliance, it just demonstrates this remarkable calm, a total lack of ego, really.
Yeah.
An unshakable inner composure. He's not reacting out of pride or resistance.
Okay, but then the dynamic shifts. Big time. On the 4th command to go out, Bhagavā finally refuses. He says, I shall not go out, my friend. Do what you need to do.
That, my friend, is interesting, too, given the context.
It is. And this refusal, this defiance, it clearly provokes Āḷavaka, who then issues this serious, pretty chilling threat. I shall toss your mind or cleave your heart or grab you by the feet and throw you across the Ganges.
I mean, that's intense. How do you even respond to that?
Right. So how does Bhagavā respond?
Well, his response is incredibly powerful, maybe even astonishing. He just calmly states that he doesn't see anyone anywhere, not in the divine realms, demonic realms, human realms, who could actually do that to him.
Wow, okay.
But then, and this is crucial, he pivots. He completely changes the dynamic and invites Āḷavaka to ask whatever he wants.
So instead of escalating.
He de-escalates.
Yeah.
Completely. It really makes you wonder, what kind of spiritual authority, what level of inner freedom allows for such a fearless, utterly composed response when facing a threat like that?
Yeah.
It just disarms the whole conflict.
Yeah.
And sets the stage for, well, not a fight, but a profound inquiry.
So the stage is dramatically set. Āḷavaka starts asking questions. And these aren't, trivial things. They feel universal.
Absolutely.
He asks, what's the best wealth for a person? What well-practiced thing brings happiness? What's the sweetest of tastes? And how should one live a life that is best? I mean, these are questions we still ask, right?
We absolutely do. And it reveals something about Āḷavaka, too, doesn't it? He's searching. He's not just some brute.
Good point. So what are Bhagava's answers? I hear they're often quite unconventional.
They really are. What's fascinating is, like you said, he's not asking about rituals or complex doctrines. He's asking about the bedrock of a good life. And Bhagava's answers, they challenge conventional thinking.
Okay, like what?
All right, so the best wealth, he says it's faith, saddha. And saddha isn't just blind belief. It's more like a deep, confident trust, rooted in understanding, maybe experience.
Inner conviction.
Exactly. Something that lets you commit to a path of growth, much more stable than, money in the bank.
Okay. What about happiness?
What brings happiness? Dhamma well practiced. So not just knowing the teachings, but actually living according to truth, according to righteousness. embodying ethical principles.
Makes sense. The sweetest taste. I'm curious about this one.
Yeah, this one's profound. The sweetest taste is truth.
Saka.
Truth, not like sugar.
No, not a sensory pleasure. It's the clarity. Seeing things as they really are. That's the ultimate sweetness.
Huh, okay. And the best life, living by wisdom, Āḷavī. A life consistently guided by discernment, by insight.
It's striking how he just reframes everything. He's shifting the focus away from the external stuff, the fleeting things,
Right.
to these deep inner qualities. That idea of truth as the sweetest taste, it really makes you think, doesn't it? In a world chasing the next sensory high.
It really does. It suggests that real satisfaction, the kind that lasts, comes from clarity, from understanding what's real and true. Not just temporary stimulation. It's a profound reorientation of values.
Okay, so Āḷavaka then moves on. He asks more metaphorical questions. How do you cross the flood? How do you cross the ocean? How do you overcome suffering? How do you become purified? These sound huge, existential.
They are. And these are classic metaphors in ancient Indian thought. The flood, the ocean. They often represent the overwhelming currents of craving, ignorance, the suffering inherent in existence, the turbulent waters of life we all face.
So how did Bhagavā answer these more inner qualities?
Exactly. Active, virtue-based solutions. To cross the flood by faith, a saddha. Again, that deep conviction, that trust in the path. It lets you step into the unknown without getting swept away.
Okay.
To cross the ocean. By diligence or heedfulness, appamadana. This isn't just about working hard. It's more like mindful attention. Constant vigilance to avoid the pitfalls, stay on course.
Got it. Overcoming suffering.
By energy or effort, virjana. This is that inner strength, that perseverance to face difficulties head-on, not getting crushed by them.
And purification.
By wisdom, paññāya. And think about this in your own life, right? True purification isn't just about following rules. It's about cultivating the discernment, to see through illusions, to understand the roots of your own suffering. That clarity is the purification.
So it's not about somehow escaping the challenges,
No.
but building up the internal fortitude, the inner toolkit to navigate them with intention. I can picture someone facing, a huge project at work or a personal crisis. It really is that inner belief and sustained effort that gets you through.
Precisely. It's the conviction, the saddha, that lets you take the first step, trusting the principles. And it's the sustained effort, the virjana and appamada, that carries you across.
Okay. So then Āḷavaka gets even more practical.
Yeah.
He asks about gaining wisdom, finding wealth, real wealth this time, maybe, attaining fame, binding friends.
Keeping relationships strong.
Yeah. And maybe the ultimate question, especially for someone living in the world, a householder, how do you not sorrow after passing from this world? These are still incredibly relevant.
Absolutely. And Bhagava's answers here, they really sketch out a practical path. Virtuous action, inner development, especially geared towards someone living a secular life.
Right. So gaining wisdom.
By trusting the Dhamma, the teachings of the Arahants, the enlightened ones, specifically for attaining Nibbana. And Nibbana here isn't like a place you go to. It's the ultimate liberation from suffering.
Okay.
A state of profound peace, freedom. Realized through diligent and discerning practice.
Finding wealth.
By being an appropriate doer, being persistent, and energetic or active. It speaks to a kind of grounded, ethical work ethic.
Right. Same.
Through truthfulness, saka. Again,
Yeah.
not by, self-promotion or hype, but by living authentically, speaking truthfully.
Finding friends, keeping those connections.
By generosity, giving. It's a simple but profound recognition that true connection often comes from giving, not just taking.
And that final one, not sorrowing after death for a householder.
4 key qualities: faith, sada, truth, saka, righteous conduct or fortitude, didi, and generosity, karika.
Yeah.
It suggests these virtues build this really robust foundation, not just for a good life now, but for what lies beyond, fostering a sense of peace, maybe preparedness.
Wow. Okay, so after all these profound answers, Bhagavā then gives Āḷavaka a challenge. He says essentially, go ask other experts, ascetics, Brahmins, if anything greater than truth, self-restraint, generosity, and patience exists. That's not just a statement, is it? It's an invitation. Go test this wisdom. See for yourself.
Exactly. It underscores the universality, the kind of self-evident nature of the truths he's just laid out. It's like a dare. Find a higher virtue, I challenge you.
So what does Āḷavaka do? Does he go ask around?
No. And that's what's truly compelling. His transformation is immediate. It's dramatic. He doesn't take the challenge. Instead, he just declares, why should I go ask others now?
Yeah.
He says, I understand today what is beneficial for the future life, It was truly for my benefit that the Buddha came to Āḷavī. I now understand where giving brings great fruit.
So he totally gets it.
Completely. And then he vows to basically become a wandering disciple, going from village to village, city to city, saluting the perfectly enlightened one and the well-taught Dhamma.
That shift is just remarkable. From hostile interrogator threatening violence to an ardent follower ready to spread the word. What explains that? Such a dramatic, immediate shift based on these answers.
I think it speaks to the undeniable power of truth when it's, genuinely heard and understood. It wasn't just intellectual for him.
Clearly.
It was a profound personal conversion because the answers resonated so deeply with his own search, his own maybe unacknowledged suffering or confusion. The wisdom offered was just so clear, so practical, so universally applicable. It bypassed all his initial hostility and ignited this complete change of heart, change of direction.
He saw the benefit.
He saw the profound benefit for his own life, right now and for the future. That's transformative.
So what does this all mean for you listening today, navigating your own journey from this, well, pretty strange and challenging encounter with a powerful Yaksha?
Definitely strange.
We've pulled out this concise yet really profound roadmap for living. The Āḷavakasutta reminds us that true wealth, lasting happiness, the way to overcome life's biggest challenges, it often lies not in grabbing external things or fleeting pleasures, but in cultivating these inner virtues. Faith, wisdom, diligence, that sustained effort, truthfulness, fortitude, generosity.
And this deep dive really shows how ancient wisdom, when it's truly heard, truly applied, can transform even the most, let's say, intimidating or resistant parts of ourselves, perhaps.
That's an interesting way to put it.
The questions Āḷavaka asked are absolutely timeless. And Bhagava's answers, they provide a kind of blueprint for a life of purpose, of peace. It really encourages some critical thinking about what you value most. Where do you seek your own lasting security, your well-being?
So as you go about your day, maybe consider this. How might one of these qualities, maybe it's the conviction of faith, maybe the clarity of wisdom, the steady drive of diligence, or the simple openness of generosity, how might that become your next unexpected source of inner wealth?
Yeah.
And how might embracing just one of these ancient virtues truly change how you navigate the floods and oceans in your own life? What wisdom, what nugget from this ancient encounter stands out most for you?